Hello and welcome to episode 7 of my route to Bergen City Marathon 2026, where I'm using Chatgpt as my main source of training and that, or telling me how to do the training, but it's heavily influenced with the philosophy of Lee Granthams. The guy does YouTube channels and everything, and that's kind of basically how I got into him. And I love all of like his philosophy on his training and all that lot, and thought I'd give it a go, and that following his routine structure and everything, slightly adapted to my life as well. So yeah, that's why I'm documenting this journey, to see how ChatGPT kind of helps someone like me, just a normal runner. Just wants to try and do as best as I can, and that. So I've never run a sub 4 marathon, so this is going to be one of my targets, is to do a sub 4. But it's a Bergen City Marathon is a very hilly kind of marathon, but it's a great challenge. I do love it. It's not my first marathon. I run I think about 6 marathons now, and that's so I've done London Marathon twice. Last time I did London Marathon 2025, I documented all my training there using Garmin and that, so you can check out some of the other videos. But today I'm out now getting ready for Saturday. Not long, but Saturday 1 hour easy aerobic. I did my recovery run yesterday, Friday, on the treadmill. Averaged 129 beats per minute, 729 per kilometre pace on the treadmill. Very, very slow, and that is something I've really learnt with this training block, is how slow I need to be, and that because every runner runs too fast. So even on the easy runs, so I really dialed in that and accepted that. It took a while. Didn't like it in the beginning. I thought my easy pace was a lot quicker, but no, it's not. So now I'm doing recovery runs in under 130 beats per minute. That is huge progress for me. And then the idea is that you slowly get quicker at that same heart rate. So we've got to trust the process. So today I'm out here, like I say, 1 hour. First time I'm taking this outside for a long time. At the moment, I've only really been doing my interval sessions, and the long run just started going back outside on them, and everything else has been on a treadmill. So my heart rate always goes a bit higher on the outside runs because you kind of run a bit quicker. So you got to judge the pace yourself. So it's going to be interesting to see how that does. I look forward to doing that. Maximum cap today is 145, although it's quite hilly in places. So ChatGPT has said I can do 148, but then I walk. So that's another new thing where I've got to get used to that my heart rate is too high. So you just got to stop. You just got to walk it. That's not a runner's mentality. So, learning and trusting the process as we go along. So we're looking at doing what I think it was 135 to 142 beats per minute. That's still very low for my runs outside. So again, we're learning and then just trying to see what we can achieve. And if I have to slow it down, I have to slow it down. A lot of my runs now in my head, I'm telling myself I need to run slower. So with that, let's get this run done. Run done, 139 beats per minute. So I'm really happy with that. I'm really surprised actually. I've never kind of kept a run solo that low. The parameters were 135 to 145, I think, 138 to 145. So 135 I do believe, but yeah, stats are there, ChatGPT bits there, so I was well in with doing that. So really happy with that. I did see a lot of the run in the blue zone as well, like what we call the zone 2, but Garmin's zone 2 seems to be kind of zone 3. Still a little bit of confusion on all of that, but really nice to kind of have that slow run. But you mean I've just walked up a hill now, finished on the hour. I'm walking up a hill and I'm not exhausted, and I'm just flushing out the legs, ready for a long run tomorrow. So let's not waffle on. I'll get home just around the corner, put the Chatgpt data in, or like the data from the screens and all that lot, and see what Chatgpt says. Catch you guys later. Good morning, it's Sunday. Just ready to kind of head out onto my long run, and I thought I'd just give you a little update of what I'm going to do. So now we're going on to a little bit of a transition phase in the training plan, and I actually have a bit of marathon pace heart rate in there. Like I said, it's all heart rate based, it's not pace based. So what my marathon pace is at the moment, I don't know. We're still not kind of really pinpointing that just yet. So I'm going to do an hour and 15 minutes of easy run, and that going up to 148 beats max, with a ceiling of 153, but ideally between 138 and 148, and that. So it's given me caps because of the hills that I'm going to go over today, because I'm going to head over to the racetrack, and by the time I get there and just run around a few times there, then it will give me my 30 minutes marathon pace section. So then I can just do that on a nice flat surface, so we can kind of get really good clean data of how my body's feeling after 1 hour 15 minutes, and then going from 138 to 148 heartbeat, and then the marathon pace section is 148 to 152 beats per minute. Not a huge increase, but it's, going to see where we can, sustain ourselves between that, with a max cap of 155. And then after that half an hour, then it's basically half an hour plod home, easy run again, back down to 138 to 148 beats per minute, with a cap ceiling there of 150. So ideally, we're just really going to gentle that down. I did speak to Chatgpt yesterday because he wanted me to do the last half an hour at marathon pace, but knowing on the route that I was going to do, that last half an hour is quite hilly going up, and I know that I wouldn't be able to give a good thing. This isn't a hill run training session, this is a marathon pace training session, so I wanted to give it the clean data. So I actually asked, could I do that? Could I change it to 1 hour 15 minutes, 30 minutes, then a 30 minutes easy run back, because I can walk up the hills coming back, and all that lot, which don't really want to do that on a marathon pace kind of part of the run. So Chatgpt was like very happy with that. Said it was good, obviously good structure and good thinking, in a training kind of plan way. So that's what we're going to do. Also, another thing today, I'm going to take out what I normally use as my speed shoe. So my Brooks Hyperion Max 2s. They have like the nylon plate in them. They're not carbons, but so they're a super trainer, and not a super shoe as such. So my New Balance SE Elite version 4s, which will be my race day shoe, they have the carbon plate. I want to kind of keep the mileage down on them for now. I will do a long run in them again, just so my body mechanics get used to that again, although it shouldn't be a problem because I've run marathons in them before. But I saved those shoes for the actual marathon, and then using my speed shoe today to kind of have that little more closer data as well. I'm going to wear a hydration vest as well. Ideally for the marathon, I don't want a hydration vest, so I'm going to limit myself to drinks every 20 minutes, taking in water, because that's what I think the sections will be. I'll be taking my precision hydration gels as well with me, and 2 salt sticks along the way. So this is kind of beginning to get marathon structure and rehearsals in. Kind of getting as close to what I will be doing on the day in my training runs, so nothing is feeling new again or whatever. and then just getting the body used to it. So that's basically it. Let's go out and get this run done, and then I can chill out for the rest of the Sunday, and I'll catch you guys all a little bit later. So that's Sunday's long run all done and dusted. Nice and relaxed now. It was a good run. Basically, I did 2 hours and 18 minutes just to kind of get me back to a nice little bit where I can walk back up the hill home, basically. I don't kind of run up that hill because obviously that's going to really smash up my heart rate. So, and obviously with all these runs, I'm looking at getting the heart rate nice. So, I thought it was very well executed. Chatgpt also thought it was very well executed. So I'm really happy with that. Like I said, one of my biggest concerns is taking these runs outside, because it always feels it's such a low heart rate for me. And like I've said, we all run too fast, and being told you can only go at this heart rate is quite demanding sometimes. You need discipline and that. So I'm really happy with that and how that's kind of actually working and getting used to it. And I actually feel now that when I'm running outside, I'm just running too slow. So to get a bit of an effort into it now, which is great. And don't get me wrong, these long runs are supposed to be slow, and we're building that aerobic base. But I'm not used to such slow paces and that. So it's nice to be kind of doing the interval sessions on the Wednesdays to kind of push up my speed and that, and then obviously have the easy heart rate, but also demanding kind of long runs, which shows the progression and all of that lot. So putting some marathon pace heart rate part into it, because I don't have the heart rate, or I don't have the pace, like I've said. It's all dictated by heart rate. So we need to figure that out as we move along. So having those different paces kind of is what builds you. It's the easy run is getting that kind of base. The interval session is making you quicker, but also teaching your body to run quicker than marathon pace. So then when you are running marathon pace, it seems easy. Yeah, that's the logic. And it does work, but I've just never got it right. And then hopefully this is the way of getting it right. So the 1 hour 15 minutes of today's easy part going down to the track, I was there a lot earlier, obviously. It's basically, I think it's kind of like a 6 kilometer run to the park, or the athletics track, and I kind of took that easy, 146 beats per minute on average, so very controlled and disciplined there. And then obviously a lot of that time, because I think I did about 11 kilometers in that section, was going around the track, so that helps keep my heart stable, my BPM stable, and all that lot, getting ready to kind of go. So when the beeps went up, that I had to have then a little bit of progression. Bear in mind, the heart rate was 148 ceiling on my slow, easy pace, and then that was the start of my marathon pace to 152. So it's small little layers up, really. So I did kind of kick off a little bit, and I kicked off a bit too hard. So my heart rate did go kind of up. You're too high, straight away is about 155 or whatever. So then bring it back down, but it was obviously quicker than what my easy pace was. So I think my easy pace was about 6:20 for that first hour and 15 minutes, and then my average pace was 5 minutes 50-ish for the marathon pace section. So with an increase of 4 beats per minute, you're looking at 30 seconds. So that's quite nice. I quite like that. It doesn't mean that's going to be what the marathon bit is, because obviously as I go along, we can change it, and that's the aim of doing this now. You can't pinpoint this far out of the marathon, and this is where I've gone wrong before, what my pace will be, because that is kind of forever changing at the moment. Once I got the half an hour pace out, which was controlled, and I dialed in and focused and just let it go. I could have gone longer. And that was what I loved about this session. And to be honest, most of the sessions I'm doing now with this Chatgpt heart rate system, inspired by Lee Granthams, obviously, like I said before, it lets you be able to do a little bit more if you needed to, but that's stretching that band. We're stretching the rubber band, but we don't do it because we don't want to jeopardize the next quality session and so that's what we're kind of doing. So I did finish the run knowing I could have easily done another half an hour run, easy pace or whatever. And like I said, another 10-15 minutes of the marathon pace. That's how this run was going, and it was fantastic. Again, 146 beats per minute average on the last half an hour on my way home. It's hilly coming back up, so I did walk some bits because my heart rate was going up to 155 on this short part of a steep hill where they're doing some roadworks and that all around the area. They're building this big new bus terminal thing and that. So yeah, it's a bit of a hilly bit, and heart rate goes up, so you have the discipline and walk it, and that's what I never had before. So I'm really happy with that. So on an average thing altogether, it was 147 beats per minute, 21 kilometers and 82.82, so over half a marathon again. 2 hours 18 altogether, slightly quicker than last week's, but this was a different kind of run. Nice to have a back-to-back weekends of half marathons, so I'm happy with that, and I can see the progression with that there and all of that lot. So altogether now, the actual week of my runs progressed up again, up to 56.88 kilometers. So that was a nice jump up again, but a safe routine jump up. I think that really shows now, the running outside, I can do more, and I have always done more outside, but not necessarily because I'm running too fast now. It's getting that right zone still and keeping it controlled. So I'm really happy with that and just how that's all coming along. And a solid week. So again, it's progress. That's week 9 done now of the marathon training for my route to Bergen City Marathon. We start number 10 next week, and just hoping it progresses like this. Catch me on Instagram, Neil_dad.runs. I do a lot of postings there as well. Just like more of the data stuff of my runs. And yeah, if you can give this channel a like and a subscribe and comment, that would do me fantastically. So thank you very much, and thank you for taking your time out to watch these videos and all of that lot. So we'll keep it there, and I look forward to seeing you lot next week. Okay, have a good one. Bye.